What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are back and we need to talk because I've just been seeing so many women out there. You know, they say they want to be that girl. They're like becoming her. They want to be, high standards. They want to have confidence. They want to have boundaries, discipline. They want to be that bitch that basically has her life together, right? But the problem I keep seeing is you're trying to become her without actually building her. And here's the truth that I know to be certain. After being on my own fitness journey for 10 years, I've been coaching women through theirs for over 4 years now. And that is that becoming a high standard woman starts with how you treat yourself. And your fitness journey is the easiest, most accessible place that you can start to raise those standards. This video isn't going to be about, how to diet best, what training you need to be doing. This video is about your identity. And your identity is probably the most important thing that you need to cultivate if you actually want to get results in fitness, but also just level up in all areas of life. And I'm so sure and so certain that your training, your nutrition, your lifestyle, how you sleep, all of these things that go towards building a successful fitness journey, these are the reps that are going to let you become the woman who does not settle in any area of life. So today's video, I basically want to break down what a high standard woman is, how you can start showing up as your best self by raising your own standards, and how we can use fitness as the catalyst for all of this. I promise if you take on board everything that I say in this video and apply it, you will be unrecognizable in 12 months time. So of course, before we get into it, don't forget to subscribe, comment, do all of that good stuff. And without further ado, let's get into the video. The first thing we need to address is what actually is a high standard woman, okay? Because a high standard woman is not somebody who's perfect, not a robot, not someone who looks, perfectly put together 24/7. I would consider myself a high standard woman. That doesn't mean I don't look like a bit of a mess sometimes, like I really need to wash my hair or could do with putting on some makeup from time to time. It isn't about, how you look. It isn't about the clothes you wear. It isn't about the bags that you buy for yourself. A high standard woman ultimately is somebody who she keeps promises to herself. She does what she says she is going to do. She is true to her word. She's someone who makes decisions from her life from a place of self-respect, not being insecure. She's someone who has boundaries, who can say no to people. She's someone who doesn't tolerate chaos, whether that's internally or externally, in her life, in her mind. And really, she is someone who takes radical responsibility for everything in her life. If you guys watch any of my videos, listen to any of my podcasts, you know I am so big on taking ownership of everything that you do. And that is what a high standard woman does. That's it. Like I said, it's not about looking a certain way. It's not about having any sort of aesthetic or dressing in a certain style. You can wear the oldest clothes you have, you can not put on any makeup, and yet you can still have high standards for yourself, because that's not what it's about. And instead, it's about how you show up. And that is why fitness is the best place to start, because fitness is something that is 100% in your control. It's you versus you. You will get out what you put in when it comes to fitness. This is a topic I am so passionate about because I am sitting here today to tell you my life has completely changed because of fitness. If it wasn't for me just going into the gym 12, 13 years ago now and actually committing to myself to make a change once and for all, I wouldn't be sitting here in front of you today making this video. I would never have started my coaching business a few years ago. I never would have left academia. I would never have had the confidence to do any of those things. But because I was able to see that I could transform my body, I was able to transform my life. To me, reality became this thing that I can mold and I can change and I can shift based on what I want, because I've been able to do that exact same thing with my body throughout the years. I've created my dream life. I have created my dream fucking life. I live in Spain. I'm in the sun. I have the most amazing husband-to-be. We have the most incredible dog. I work with the most amazing women. And I would not have any of this if I hadn't started going to the gym and build that self-trust and that self-efficacy that I can do whatever I set my mind to. And it's not just me, I see this with so many clients, women will start working with me, they're getting results, they're looking better, they're treating themselves better. And then the next thing you know, they've got a promotion work, or they're getting more attention, they're going on more dates, or maybe they're dumping, stupid ass men who are not good enough for them and who are not treating them properly. You know, the standards that you start to set for yourself within fitness, within health, they start to apply to life, and shit just gets elevated and you are better and better and better and better. And it all starts with that foundation of fitness, the gym, nutrition, just fucking looking after yourself and treating your body and your mind with respect. And this is what I want for women. This is my mission in life, okay? For women to see how strong they are and how powerful they are, and that they are capable of so much more than they are letting themselves get at this current moment in time. After watching this video, I want you to not settle for less than you fucking deserve. Okay, that is my MO, my modus operandi. That is why I was put here on this earth, is to show women that they are strong, not just physically, but mentally. But when we start with the physical, the mental takes care of itself. When you commit to external transformation, you get so much more than that. You get a complete and utter internal transformation as well. It is not just body, but it's mind too. But this is where fitness can be the first domino to fall, so to speak. When you start raising your standards for how you treat your body, you know, your food, your training, your sleep habits, everything, then how your life looks starts to shift as well. And I'm not just going to tell you that it happens, I'm going to tell you why it happens, okay? The first reason, you start to build self-efficacy. This is literally just your belief in your ability to do things. You know, when the alarm goes off at 5 a.m. and you really fucking don't want to get up, but you get up because you promised yourself you would, that's building self-efficacy. When you're in the gym and you know you have to do a really heavy weight and you're not quite sure and you don't quite believe in yourself, but you push yourself, you do it anyway, you get the rep, that builds self-efficacy. You know, when you promise to yourself, I'm going to spend the next 4 weeks not drinking because I really want to make some progress with, you know, my physique goals, and someone asks you out and you go, but you say no to a drink, that's building self-efficacy. It is just you being able to say to yourself, if I commit to something, I know I can do it. And this is something that so many people don't have. They don't have trust in their words. They don't believe that they're going to do the shit they said they would do. And that's such a sad state to be in, because if you can't trust yourself, who the fuck can you trust in this life? No one. It starts with you, and you have to build that sense of confidence with yourself. You need to know that you can rely on yourself. You don't need, I promise you, as a woman, you do not need to rely on anybody else but yourself. And when you do all of these hard things, whether it's in the gym or saying no to certain things, putting up boundaries, that is literally building that ability to rely on yourself and to keep your word. It's something I say all the time. You are not buying confidence. You build confidence, like brick by brick by brick. Every single time you keep to your word, that's another penny deposited in the bank of you just feeling more confident. That's all that it is. Confidence does not come from how you look, how your hair is done, having makeup on. If you fucking know you're that bitch because you do the shit you said you're gonna do, that's what builds confidence. Fitness also helps you raise your standards because it teaches you how to delay gratification rather than always looking for instant gratification. In this day and age, this is a skill that will set you apart. Because we live in this world, we live in this society where everything happens at the touch of a button. I order something on Amazon, it's here the next day. Sometimes even the same day. I want to go on a date. There's so many apps that I can just scroll. I need dopamine. I can post something on social media. I can get some likes. I can get some engagement. Instant gratification. But fitness is not like that. Building muscle, it takes months, it takes years. Quite honestly, it takes years. You are going to be doing this for a long time. Dieting, you know, really getting in great shape, it's not something that happens in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. It can take 12, 16, 20, 24 weeks even. You have to be willing to put in the work now without seeing the payoff immediately, knowing that if you keep going and keep going and keep going, it will come eventually. If you start thinking long term and thinking that bigger and better things are coming for you, you're going to stop accepting lower standards. You're going to start getting the ick from people who can't delay gratification, who always have to go for the instant thing, the instant hit, the instant dopamine. It is such a strong skill to develop, and that is something that is going to apply to every area of your life. Again, building a business, right? I've been building this business for years, years. And I didn't, start coaching and suddenly earning 10K a month, 20K a month. It doesn't work like that. I had to put in the work. I had to put in the reps. And I knew at the start, posting on social media, really trying to get clients and hustle, I knew that all the work, all the reps, even if I wasn't seeing the payoff immediately, I knew in time it would all transpire. And, you know, now I'm in this place where I have a successful business. I'm not where I want to be yet. It's growing. It's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's the exact same. I know that all the reps that I'm doing right now, whether that's working with clients, improving my knowledge base, I'm not going to see that payoff immediately. It's not going to be deposited in the bank immediately, but over time it's going to accumulate. You know, it's like investments, they accumulate. You have to sit on them. Delayed gratification and being able to sit with that is being a high standard woman, because that is what is going to let you achieve amazing things. It's one of the best lessons I've ever taken from fitness. You're also going to learn to sit in discomfort, because doing this is challenging, okay? Being hungry and not eating when you want to eat, that's challenging. Having cravings and not giving in, that's challenging. Saying no when someone's eating something in front of you that maybe you would want to eat, but you know it's not really on your plan, you know it doesn't align with your goals, that's challenging. Getting up early when it's cold and it's dark, going for a walk, getting your cardio in, that's challenging. Going into the gym, doing a fucking heavy weight that petrifies you, that's challenging. You know, pushing through those final few reps where your muscles are literally screaming at you and all you want to do is stop, that is challenging. And that ability to sit with discomfort, again, it is going to take you so fucking far, because nobody achieves amazing things without getting uncomfortable. If you want an easy life, that's fine, but you're going to have to settle for like mediocrity. That's how it's going to be. But if you want to achieve big things, you want an amazing career, amazing relationships, to live in an amazing place, challenges are going to come as part of that. Your ability to sit with the discomfort of those challenges and push through, you are going to learn that skill in the gym. And, you know, as an offshoot of that, being able to embrace failure, one of the best lessons that I have learned from fitness is when I'm in the gym and I hit failure on an exercise, that's good. That is the exact time at which I am growing. That's where I'm telling my body, you need to adapt and get better so that the next time you don't fail. Failure is where the magic happens. And again, I've failed so much in business, career, academia, everything. I have failed so many times, but I've learned to embrace that failure because of the gym. It's the most beautiful analogy. It has really changed my mindset. As someone who used to hate failure, if anything went wrong for me when I was younger, I hated it. I just wouldn't try. Now, if I fail, I think, great, okay, what can I learn from this? And maybe I need to try harder. And finally, the reason that fitness is what is going to allow you to become the highest standard version of yourself is because of the identity change. This is something I speak about with clients all of the time. If you want to become that person, you want to become that girl who she's confident, maybe she's thriving, she's got a new job, she's getting promotions, she's getting her dream apartment, she can walk into the shop and she can buy whatever she wants. She looks amazing. You know, if you want to be that version of you, you have to shift your identity. Because if you stay stuck in the current identity, which is maybe limiting, which is maybe self-sabotaging, you're never going to become the higher standard version of you. And fitness is very similar to that. Before you're in shape, you're out of shape, but you have to start doing the things that in shape people do. You know, it's like whenever I'm talking to any of my younger athletes who are bodybuilders, they're just getting into the sport and maybe they feel a bit of imposter syndrome. They're like, I'm not a bodybuilder yet. Well, you might not have competed yet, but if you want to get to that point eventually, you have to start doing what the competitors do now. You have to start tracking your food now. You have to start going to the gym 4 or 5 days a week now. You have to start posing now. You have to start doing all of the things that the version of you that you're becoming already does. And it's so simple. It really is so simple, and so many people miss this. They think, I'm not there yet, so I can't do those things yet. Of course you can. We have free will. You can do whatever you want. So if you want to be, okay, maybe you want to start your own business. Well, you need to start doing things that a business owner does. So whether that's product development or marketing, or, if you're someone watching this, maybe one day you want to be like an online fitness coach, right? You need to start posting like an online fitness coach now before you have clients. i.e., you need to start making content consistently. You need to start making resources for people. You need to start marketing. Even if you don't have a massive business yet, you have to show up as a business owner before you get there. Otherwise, you're never going to get there. Businesses don't just fall in your lap. The same way fitness results, getting in amazing shape, they don't just fall in your lap. You have to show up as that version of you first. then those things start to come. So when you start, putting the work in, you're going to the gym, you're planning your meals out, you're hitting your calories consistently, you're doing all those things that are building that new version of you in fitness, those actions are driving identity change. And that identity change now becomes someone who is structured, organized. You start to see yourself as a fucking boss bitch. Like, that is literally what happens. I have yet to work with a client or meet someone who starts to commit to their fitness seriously, really take their training seriously, really be on it with their meal prep and be super organized, who doesn't just feel fucking incredible. They feel so on the ball, they feel like they can take on the world. That's what we can do when we use fitness to propel this identity change. So now I'm going to give you some tough love, because as you know, that's my favorite thing to do, and I'm your gym big sister, so I'm always going to give you some tough love, because I can see that you can do better, and I can see your potential, and I can see that you're not quite reaching it just yet. A lot of you want to be that high standard person. You want to be your best self, but you're accepting low standards for yourself, but you are tolerating low standard behaviors both in yourself and in other people. And that could be low standards in your love life. Maybe you keep going back to that person who treats you badly, or you're chasing people who are not actively choosing you. Maybe you're accepting the bare minimum because you're allowing yourself to believe that that person is just busy. But once you build self-respect through fitness, you will see that these dynamics are so off and that you deserve so much better. I had a client recently who left a 2-year relationship after, I want to say, about 7 or 8 weeks of us working together, because she said now that she was working on herself and treating herself properly, she could see that she was getting the bare minimum from her partner, and she realized she deserved more. If that's not the most fucking empowering thing you've ever heard, I don't know what is. I'm not telling you all to go and dump your men, by the way. Men can be great, but you have to find the right men. And again, I don't really talk about love, dating, because that's just not my shtick. But it's true. You will accept from other people what you give yourself. Again, that could even be friendships. Maybe you're accepting people who are unreliable, flaky, they bring drama to your life. And this is an unfortunate part of this process of self-evolution, growth, personal development, whatever you want to call it, is sometimes when you start to raise your standards and you see that others are low, you outgrow them. And then this can be difficult because it might feel a bit lonely. But I promise you, there are other people out there who are also high standard that are waiting for you. There's amazing friendships, relationships waiting for you. And sometimes you have to let the lower standards ones go, or minimize the time that you're spending with those people. If they're not bringing you up, if your standards start to elevate and they try to drag you back down, they start saying that you're boring for not having drinks, or, trying to get you to stay out late so that you miss the gym. That is not helping anybody. That is not allowing you to be your best self. And maybe you're tolerating low standards in your lifestyle, which is what happens to a lot of people, okay? Maybe you're eating shit, you're just eating on the go, you're not really thinking actively about the meals that you're consuming. Maybe you're staying up really late and then sleeping in the next morning, you're snoozing the alarm 10 times, you're not getting up to go to the gym even though you said you would, you're not going outside for walks, you're leaving everything to the last minute, you're not planned, you're not organized, you're not prepped in any way whatsoever. These low standards in your lifestyle are going to keep you stuck. They're going to keep you in the same position that you're in right now. And if you don't like that position, then something is going to need to change. And the biggest place where people's standards can be low, and the most damaging area where they can be low, is when you have low standards for yourself. This means you break the promises that you made to yourself. You said you were going to go to the gym 4 times this week and you only went twice. You've broken a promise to yourself. Or you promised that you were really going to try this week to get your meals prepped and your groceries done, and you didn't do that. You've broken a promise with yourself. You said you were going to get out for a walk every evening after work because you know that you feel so much better rather than sitting inside and doom scrolling, and yet you end up on TikTok on the couch. You've broken a promise to yourself. Maybe you're even talking down to yourself. You're speaking to yourself poorly. You're telling yourself you're lazy, you're not good enough. That's not what I want from this video, by the way. I don't want you to watch this video and be like, oh, I'm so low standard, I'm not good enough, I'm never going to achieve this. I want you to watch this video and feel fucking empowered that you can also change. Because I always say this, nothing special about me, about anybody who's, raised their standards and changed their life. There's nothing special about us. We've just figured out the system and figured out the game and played it to our strengths. You can be exactly the same. I want you to feel empowered. I want you to understand that you can control the fitness side of things, and that then will let you control everything fucking else in your life. If you're constantly saying, I'm going to start again on Monday, I'm going to start again next month, I'm going to wait until the new year, that's accepting low fucking standards for yourself, and you deserve better for yourself. You deserve more than bare minimum standards. And when you stop tolerating these low standards for yourself, when you stop accepting the bare minimum, letting yourself off the hook, you are going to do the same to other people. And this is why fitness, the gym, it's going to change your life, not because of the muscle you'll build or the fat you'll lose. It's because of the person that you'll become and how your life is just going to completely level up from there. So I want to bring this back to something actually practical. And I want to talk about how you can now, starting today, whatever day it is, whatever time it is, I don't care when you're fucking watching this video, how you can start becoming a higher standard woman today. And I mean now, I don't mean next month when life is calmer, when it's January, when the holidays are over, when it's wedding season is over. No. You can start to have higher standards right now. And that is the only way you're going to start to build that trust with yourself. The first thing you need to do, pick for the next week one non-negotiable for your fitness, whether that is 10K steps every single day, or you're going to get at least 3 sessions in on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or you're going to have protein at every single meal, or fruits or veggies at every single meal. I don't care what it is. Pick one and honor that every day for the next week. Keep track of it somewhere. Keep track of it in your notes app, on a habit tracking app, I don't care. But keep track of it so that you can see yourself building these habits up and building that self-belief. Then you can pick another habit. Then you can pick another one, okay? We can layer these on top of each other, but it starts with one. Don't say to yourself after watching this video, right, I am going to massive life overhaul, I'm going to become the highest standard woman there is. It's not going to happen overnight. You build it over years. Again, it took me years to get to a point where I really feel like I'm a higher standard woman. Didn't happen within the first year. It took trial and error. I'm hoping that you watching this video, you're gonna overcome so many of the errors that I made, because you're gonna be able to view fitness through this lens. I wasn't looking at fitness through this lens when I was younger. I was just looking at it to change my body. It's only now in the rearview mirror that I can see it's literally changed my entire life. And I want you to be able to have that same drive and motivation as you go ahead now with your journey, to think this isn't just about getting in shape, I'm becoming that fucking bitch. Like, that's what's happening here. You also need to sit down and audit, where are your standards low? Are they low with yourself? Are they low with your friends? Are your standards low in work? Are you skiving off doing the bare minimum, even though you said you wanted to move up the ranks in the company? You wanted to grow your business, and maybe you said you really wanted to grow your social media, but you've been posting once a week. That's a low standard. Even your training. Are you going into the gym and training with fucking 10 reps in reserve when you know there's so much more to give? That's a low standard. Do you keep going back to that fucking guy even though you know he's bad for you? Low standard. So let's pick one area where your standards are low. Again, just pick one and start to clean that up, whatever that's going to look like for you. Boundaries are also really important. A high standard person sets boundaries. They say no when they want to say no, and they are not people pleasers. And I know this is something that's very difficult. It's something I see with a lot of females. They really struggle with people pleasing because the patriarchy. But you need to be comfortable saying no and potentially disappointing somebody else, because you can't control their response. Maybe your friend always asks you to go for a drink on Friday after work, but you know that you want to cut down on alcohol. You have to be okay with disappointing them a little bit. You have to be okay with saying no and not succumbing to peer pressure. Maybe you just have a Coke Zero. You can do that, right? But you have to be okay with saying no and having boundaries. You can even have boundaries with yourself. So maybe you have boundaries with your bedtime, your phone around bedtime. I'm not going to doom scroll before bed. So I'm going to use the downtime function on my phone so that at 9 o'clock at night, I get kicked out of all of my apps and I'm not going to look at it, right? Or maybe you have a boundary around, I'm always going to wake up at 6 a.m. no matter what. These little boundaries, as they accumulate over time, they're going to lead to big identity shifts. Again, if you're always in bed at a good time, up early, you're going to start identifying as, an early riser. I'm just an early riser. I always get up early, and I now live my life in accordance with that, which means I wake up and I feel energized. I feel productive. I feel like I'm getting shit done. I'm not sleeping in and missing the whole day. That one boundary can make a huge difference. Again, if you can now get up early, you can start to get more training done, get your meals prepped, get your meals planned. Maybe you're able to work on that business, study for that course you want to be studying, whatever it is. Next thing, we need to make sure that we are doing hard things on purpose. And this isn't meant to be like punishment. You can pick whatever you want here. The hard thing could be having a cold shower or going in the sauna. I don't really think that's difficult for most people. Maybe it's really pushing yourself in the gym. Maybe it's going on a run, whatever. But do one thing that's difficult just to prove to yourself that you can do these hard things. And finally, when you wake up in the morning, I want you to start living with intention. And that intention is going to be to ask yourself, what would the highest standard version of me do today? I want you to think about what your day is going to look like in front of you and ask yourself, the high standard version of me, how is she showing up here? If I know I have a busy day, the high standard version of me has her meals prepped, it gets her gym done early, and is making sure that she's getting her steps in around all of her meetings. Whatever it has to look like, but have fucking intentionality with your day and don't just let the day happen to you, and really get in touch with that higher standard version of you, who she is. And ask yourself what her days look like. You know, would that version of you skip the gym? Would she not prep her meals? Would she go out and drink even though she knows she needs an early night? Would she tolerate shit behavior from that man who hasn't texted her back in a week? No. Start living like her. I guarantee you will change completely. You deserve a high standard life, but that's not gonna happen from just writing it down in a journal or thinking about it, visualizing it, manifesting it. It's going to start by doing the fucking work. And that is what fitness can teach you. You can dream about having the best body all you want, but nothing is gonna happen unless you get to fucking work. Unless you go into the gym, you do the reps, you push yourself, you stick to your meal plan, maybe you get a coach, you have accountability. Nothing is going to happen unless you do the work. And that applies to all areas of life. And the higher the standards you keep in fitness, the better your results get. Same thing happens in life. The higher standards you hold for yourself, the better your life is going to be. And at the end of the day, don't we all just want to live a good life? Don't we all just want to feel good in ourselves, be confident, be happy with what we're doing? When you raise the standards for how you show up, that's when you start to build discipline, self-respect, self-efficacy, self-fucking trust. Again, I really believe my core message in this whole video is I want you to be someone who does what they say they're going to do. And I think fitness is just the lowest hanging fruit way to do that. Say you're gonna go to the gym this week and fucking go. Say you're gonna stick to your calories this week and fucking stick to them. Say you're gonna get your 10K steps in every day and fucking get them in no matter what. That is where confidence builds, and that is what is going to allow you to become the highest standard version of you. I promise, if you really commit to it with your fitness, you are going to start seeing your life change. You are going to start showing up as that version of you that you always wanted to be. So this video is your time to stop accepting the bare fucking minimum from yourself and from other people. I want you to be unrecognizable in a year's time. And I know if you apply what I've said in this video, you absolutely will be. And if you do need help with that, that is exactly what I do as a coach. So you can always find all of my information down below for one-to-one coaching. And I'd obviously love to have you on board and help you become the highest standard version of yourself.